Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday encounter in ordinary life of an aspect. As you're fully aware, if you're following on to my introvert and extrovert series right now, I humbly apologise that I realised in the second part of my video series of the introvert and extrovert about why they are misconceived by all these assumptions, pretty much, that I was cut short on one of my part of the questions that I was asking of to test ourselves of basically how to say it, if we are an introvert or not, and those characteristics. As I said before in that first part of it, before I got cut off, basically, that if I can recall from memory, that these 6 to 9 questions roughly are basically just to test us on the way of knowing if we are an introvert or extrovert, or shall we say introvert in general, because obviously these 6 to 9 questions will lead to, inside those questions, obviously, as I said, the key words factor of basically maybe being alone for a time, or introverts are known to be good leaders, they can be good listeners, they can be empathetic, they can be basically all sorts, because they deal with their inner self, not the outer self of expressing themselves. So in all further ado, I humbly apologise once again. So let's do part 2 again, take 2, which is basically the behavioural traits of an introvert questionnaire. We, as you know, we can learn these behavioural kind of traits inside of the question of these introverts, pretty much by our own personality, by asking the questions that I have said. So as just to recap before I continue it, remember, number 1 was I asked, do you enjoy spending time alone? Number 2, does your best thinking occurs when you are alone or by yourself? And number 3, do you lead best when others are your self-starters in a group scenario, be it in a conference, a meeting, or what have you? So I better continue on. Number 4 is, do you raise your hand as the last person, pretty much, when someone asks you something from the group? Because as we know, extroverts obviously likes to shine out and be centre of attention, and are ready to eager to stand out in the crowd and be not afraid to, shine out and whatever. But it doesn't mean for me to say that introverts obviously are quite the opposite. But then again, as I'm about to say in my next video, that these are just labels, introvert and extroverts, like every other label. Most of the labels that I have noticed needs to be kept on the shelf, so to speak. Anyway, many may think introverts knows less than others when it comes down to if they don't raise their hand or stand out or what have you, but that's just a wrong way of thinking, a wrong way of assuming about the introverts. However, for the introverts, they don't feel the need or the must or have to actually stand out in the limelight, Anyway, number 5 of this is, other people ask for your opinion. Does other people ask for opinions in your group when you're in a group setting? Be it a conference, be it whatever it may be at that time frame that you actually have to involve yourself in socialisation. Introverts are just less likely to volunteer in public situations, and also less likely to volunteer opinions or advice in public situations. Introverts may or will likely to keep control to themselves, pretty much, and just, think in themselves, and let the noisy extroverts take over or take full control, because obviously with extroverts they like to take control of everything around them, be it whatever it may be. Yet, many people may assume that with introverts they're sending the wrong cues or messages out there, pretty much, of their inner desire to focus your attention and thoughts inwardly, not outwardly, like you probably would as an extrovert. Number 6. Do you often wear headphones in public situations? Many people may think on that question, it's kind of rude for people that just walk down the street listening to headphones. Maybe some are just wanting, to zone out from the outside world of havoc or whatever they may be going through and just want to listen to music. Or another reason why people may wear headphones is just to, maybe they just don't want to seek a great deal of contact with people around them, even though way back in past decades, when it comes down to being in contact with people, pretty much, in the past with strangers, they would just walk down the street, look down with the head down, or maybe just keep walking straight ahead and try to keep their head straight, pretty much, and just, you know, gaze into space, or they just keep their head straight in front of you. Number 7, do you prefer not to engage with people who seem angry or upset? As I said, introverts, obviously, they reflect in their inner selves, no matter what it may be. I feel that in this day and age that many people may think that introverts are rude and that, and I get this a lot from a lot of people, or a minority of people in my group and outside my group, that even though, like I said, I'm creating my videos as an understanding awareness, that as a form of me, basically, if I am not paying attention by direct eye contact, don't think I'm being rude. It's just my way of saying that I am still paying attention, even if I am looking down or I seem preoccupied. Even though many people think that many, you know, autistic people are so, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, stubborn and dumb, that they'll come to the point where they're labelled as that, and that they're just not paying full attention to the ones that are actually talking in our ears and stuff, be it the extroverts or be it whoever it may be in our circle, because obviously in this day and age, I've noticed that, like I said, not many people actually understand or are empathetic enough to actually understand the autistic community more, and that's where I'm coming in right now to try and address to you all and actually get to know me as a person underneath all this label mentality of my Asperger's syndrome, depression and the like, which is a sad reality. I know that sometimes with some people they can be real rude, arrogant, and that due to the lack of understanding, lack of awareness and knowledge, and that just because, like I said in one of my videos, that some people may think inside or outside my circle about us autistics when they really don't, because they're just pig-headed and just think that everyone should be the same, you know, no matter what. And, you know, in this day and age, it's not always 100% true, in my opinion anyway. Number 8, do you receive more calls, texts, emails than you make? Pretty much, unless you have to make the choice of factor of, oh, I have to pick up the phone, oh, I have to immediately, you know, write that email straight away, so that it doesn't reflect back on you saying that, oh, you're not actually them. Bear in mind, as I said in, I think, the introductory part of this introvert extrovert series, that with introverts, some introverts may have, like me, have that anxiety factor when it comes down to picking up the phone straight away, even though, yes, I've learned in the rule of business at the moment that you got to wait up to 3 rings and then pick up to give that customer, client or whoever you're dealing with on the phone for them to think what to say, as well as for us what to say to project out. But then again, you know, people just tend to think that, you know, which is sad really, they think that people in the autistic spectrum pretty much are making excuses after excuses after excuses, which is not 100% true. Anyway, the last question, number 9. Do you feel the need, the have to, the don't want to initiate small talk with the extroverts, or even with the salespeople, or anyone in general that's pretty much in whom you have contact with, basically in a way that they talk too much, talk too loud in your ears and stuff? Because as I said in my introductory video, introverts basically initiate conversations, yes, but they'll be going on a deeper level, and many people tend to assume that, you know, this shouldn't be always the case. Well, this is basically part 2, take 2, we'll call it, of the introvert extrovert, about the just why introverts and extroverts are basically misconceived by others, pretty much. Please like, comment, share my videos to family and friends that you feel of some of the videos that you may have been watching, as well as the link. Thanks for your